Welcome everyone to Not That Media. My name is John and today's date is the 3rd of May 2024. As you can see in front of you, I have a parcel which is for a limited edition 4K Blu-Ray Steelbook, which was due to be released on Monday the 6th of May. So come along with me as I unbox early a very special collector's item for The Crow 30th anniversary. The Crow was originally released on May 13th, 1994 in the US. It had a budget of $23 million and would go on to make $94 million. The Crow tells the tale of a young musician brutally murdered alongside his beloved fiancée, only to be risen from the grave by a mysterious crow. Seeking revenge, he battles a criminal underground that must answer for the crimes. The film is infamous for the untimely death of Brandon Lee, who was fatally wounded by a prop gun during filming. As he had finished the majority of his scenes, a combination of rewrites, practical and digital effects, and stunt doubles were utilised to complete the film. The film is regarded very highly and received positive reviews. It is regarded as a gothic superhero movie and came out at a time long before the MCU and long before superhero films were considered popular or cool. Nowadays, this film is regarded as an absolute cult classic. To commemorate its 30th anniversary, this edition has been released. It is a 4K Blu-ray Steelbook edition. At the time of recording, which as I have stated is the 3rd of May 2024, this is sold out everywhere. HMV, Zavvi, Amazon, all sold out before release. At this point I have removed the surrounding wrapping, and as you can see the cover depicts Brandon Lee's crow inside the motif of the image of the crow, states at the top 4K Blu-ray 30th anniversary limited edition steelbook. This does differ from an alternative version I have seen released, which I think came out about a week ago, which only had a 4K and a digital code. What makes this bit a bit more special is the fact that it contains both the 4K and the Blu-ray. Moving on to the back of this case, as you can see there are 4 images, one of Brandon Lee as the crow with a crow on his shoulder, another of Brandon Lee catching a knife, the villain of the piece on the right, and on the left a young girl who he, I believe, was friends with before he was killed and is there with Ernie Hudson, who people will recognise from Ghostbusters. Special features are a new Shadows and Pain designing the crow, Sideshow Collectibles, an interview with Edward R. Pressman, a commentary with the director, a commentary with the producer and screenwriter, behind the scenes featurette, a profile on James O. Barr, extended scenes, deleted footage, and a trailer. Having removed the outer casing, we can see that the steelbook is adorned with the image of Brandon Lee with the words "Real love is forever." The crow is depicted holding his black guitar, which fans of the film will recognise. Obviously, as you can see from the plastic casing, the Brandon Lee image has been removed because that was not part of it. That was just to showcase the image of Brandon. And so now we'll open up the steel case and have a look at the back. So the back continues the Gothic rainfall motif with the arguably perhaps the most famous and recognisable image of Brandon Lee from The Crow. This is the image of him walking into the church towards the end of the movie, with the words above him that says, "Victims, aren't we all?" The Paramount and Miramax logo is in the bottom left corner. An interesting side fact is that after Brandon Lee's inadvertent death, Paramount Pictures decided they would no longer be interested in distributing the movie, so Miramax picked it up and distributed it. That's why Miramax and Paramount are both present. The spine is a nice and simple one, just with the bluey black motif again with the rainfall, with the simple words "The Crow." I really like this. I think it's very evocative of the mood of the films. It's not overly showy, it's not full of numerous images. Some steelbooks tend to have artist impressions of the movie with every character and famous scenes crushed into the back or the front of these cases, but they're keeping it nice and simple. A nice classic picture on the back, and a newer picture. Even though it's an old image of Brandon, I quite like the idea of the statue of the angel in the background depicting his wings, because obviously this is, without spoiling the film, the crow's arc to redeem himself so he can move on to the afterlife. So with that, let's have a look on the inside. So the inside has to be said from a disc perspective is fairly standard. One of my very few complaints about Paramount Pictures when it comes to physical media is I feel that they don't make any effort whatsoever when it comes to art on the discs. For a premium box set, premium edition such as this, it would have been nice perhaps for there to be an image of the Crow or Brandon Lee or some kind of iconography on there. A simple black disc with the Crow and a simple Blu-ray with the word The Crow on. It's always, I find, a little bit of a disappointment when you've got so much effort and premium quality going into the exterior of the case. Having removed the discs, we can now see that the inside has an image of the Crow logo with Brandon's eyes looking out. The plastic on the inside is obviously standard clear plastic, which is causing the reflection on the video, but we will compensate for that a little bit later with a couple of images. So not really too much to be able to say about the inside of the case, other than it's got a nice simple logo on it once again. That's going to bring this video to a close. If you liked what you've seen, please do subscribe, like, leave a comment and ring the bell to get notified. We are on Facebook, we do have an Instagram. It is very early days, but there is half a dozen videos already on my channel. They're not all unboxing videos. They vary from horror related items to theme parks, and there's much more stuff to come. This has been a very short video, but I wanted to get it out as quickly as possible purely because at the time of recording this is 3 days earlier than its commercial release date. So I just wanted to get it out to people so they could have a look at it. I think this is a really tidy release. I think it's a really good way to celebrate 30 years of The Crow. It's really insane to think that it has been 30 years of The Crow. If you have not seen this movie, I strongly recommend it. It is a strong gothic superhero horror film which holds no punches and frankly was years ahead of its time. Unfortunately, it's slightly overshadowed by the untimely death of its lead actor, but that makes it all part of the story as well, and I do recommend that if you haven't seen it, I would have a look at it as soon as possible. So until next time, stay scared.